Welcome back to Tanami Zoo. Last time we added the adorable sandcats to our little roadside zoo. Their brand new building, visible from the road, should help attract some new visitors to the facility. Hopefully we shall also have some little baby sandcats soon to release to the wild. This time we're going for something a little bigger. The emu. While very similar to the cassowary we already have, they'll offer us a chance to have another large family group without requiring too much space. It'll also help connect the cassowary and flamingo habitats, giving us a nice bird-themed corner of the zoo. We're also going to look to add some details to the zoo. Shade canopies, planting, rockwork, and education will be important. Let's get started. So just before we get started, I thought I'd do another little live-com flyover of the zoo. I'm going to try and do these for most episodes, just to sort of keep everyone on the same page of where we're at with the build. So, as I said, welcome back to Tanami Zoo. So, last time out, obviously we built the sandcat habitat here. I still have slightly mixed feelings about this building. I think it turned out better than I initially planned for it to turn out, if that makes sense. No, that doesn't make sense. That implies I planned it to turn out badly. Anyway, it turned out better than my initial plan was in terms of what I wanted, so I'm quite happy with that side of it. But the actual building itself, I feel like still needs a lot of detail, especially at the back here. It's very, very barren, which obviously, when we're looking at it from the road, yeah, it's not great. Unfortunately, because I built it so close to the edge, trying to keep everything sort of compact, it means I can't put much planting back here or anything like that. So we'll have to live with that for now. Obviously, it's not, for us, it's not something we're going to see very often, but just conscious of the view from the road. But in terms of the view when you're actually down on the ground, I'm quite happy with how it looks. It looks very sort of sparse and barren, which would be very realistic for their habitat, but then still plenty of places to hide, lots of growth over here for them to go and have a little, player in this corner away from eyes, and of course with their little shelter as well here. And on the other side we've got the indoor habitat. I say indoor, I mean it's all netting, so it's still outdoors, but it just gives them a bit more shelter. So I like this one as well because it's even more sparse, so it looks like this is sort of their, I don't want to say play area, but it just looks a lot more sparse than the other side, so it gives a nice sort of visual difference when you look at the two. So, as I said at the end of the last video, the plan sort of in my head, if this was a real zoo, is these would be connected, maybe with another building here to connect the two, so the cats can be spread across both. They can have, say, a couple of days in this habitat and then a couple of days in this habitat, just to give them some enrichment and some differences. So yeah, still happy with it. I think it still needs a bit of work, but I might do that off camera and then show what's been done. As you'll also have seen, the kangaroos turned into escape artists. In fact, the sandcats are about to have babies, so we'll jump back across for that. Yeah, the baby kangaroos decided to be escape artists, so I've had to add a bit more planting in this corner, and yet still the guests want to look at this bit, so slightly frustrating, but they are starting to use this bit of path here as well, which is good. So yes, again, really happy with how this habitat turned out. I think it's very nice and open for them to hop around in, but then again, also some nice bits of planting and hiding spots. We've also had a little baby bison. Aww. So yeah, the zoo's doing really well in terms of babies. Everything seems to be breeding nicely. So we've had to release some cassowaries to the wild because they were starting to fight. So because we've got this bit of land here, it might be that eventually we have, similar to the sandcats, we have two cassowary habitats, so we can sort of split the family groups up a bit more because they are very solitary creatures. So that might be something we look at for the future, but not immediately. That's not something I'm worried about at the moment. So yeah, as I said in the voiceover, we're going to be looking to add the emus, and I'm thinking I'll add them around here. Now the reason I'm doing that is because, as I think I've said it in the first episode, I am thinking of moving the flamingo habitat up to this nice big pool here. Maybe sort of split this pool with some chain link fence and have a couple of species using this big bit of water here. It's also on the road, so people will be able to see the animals. Might block off the view a bit so they can't just drive past, but yeah, it'll give a bit of difference for them if they've got a nice big pool. So yeah, if we put the emus here, it means we've sort of got a bird section of the zoo. Obviously we're not on Planet Zoo 2 yet, so we can't have full birds, but I feel like this would be a nice little plan. So yeah, that's where we're going to look to build the emu habitat, and we'll see what we get. I'm trying to avoid a square because everything I build seems to be square, apart from the kangaroos. The kangaroos got a nice little, almost in the shape of Texas there, or America, if that's Florida, hanging down there. And just before we jump back to the actual build of the episode, let's have a look at these babies. Adorable. Look at them. And gold rated. That's good. What about the other one? Oh, also gold rated. So yeah, looks like our breeding program is already starting off quite well. So yeah, with that in mind, let's jump into the actual episode. So there we go, the emus are now happy in their new home. I must admit this build got a bit more involved than I expected with the custom barriers and the little shelter at the back. I thought it was nice to go back to sort of quite an in-depth build. If you've been watching my Amazon Futuro series, that's where I've been really investing in the background stuff, so it'd be nice to bring it into Tanami Zoo as well for this habitat. It does mean I've not had time to go through for the detailing that I was planning to do, so that will either be a bonus episode or we'll do it next episode, but I'm really happy with how this habitat turned out. It's nice and lush, but also has that open space that the emus want. They've got lots of enrichment and plenty of space left for when they inevitably breed, and we've got more juveniles in the habitat, so I'm happy with that one. And for some reason, I'm very happy with this shade. I don't know why. I just think it fits the zoo really well, so it's a very different shape to other habitats as well. We've got this nice big round dome, so guests can get a view from pretty much all the way around the habitat. So lots of opportunity to learn about these magnificent animals, which I'm really happy with. So I'm going to leave you now with some more footage of them enjoying this home and zooming through their little shelter that they don't seem to use that often, but I'm sure they will in the future. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time.